Hello, I'm Mike and I'm in Royal Blood. And this is Ben.
Hi.
He's in Royal Blood as well, just in case you thought he was just sat here.
Yeah, I'm in the band.
Awesome. So, just to start off, you're on tour right now with a pretty fantastic name. You guys are with the Foo Fighters right now. How's the tour been going so far? Like, what have you guys been up to on the road? Just give us like a brief example of how things have been going.
It's been great, you know. We've I guess the main difference about this tour is that we're playing massive venues, and usually to people who may not necessarily even know who we are. So it's been a fun kind of game of
Thrones.
Game of Thrones, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So is it kind of like a head shock now to be playing in front of so many other people, like so many people in new places so fast? Is this kind of like, is it still hard to take in, or is this like kind of become normal for you guys now?
It has become normal in the loosest sense of the word.
Okay.
It's become
that was beautifully said, by the way. That was very poetic. Well done.
But yeah, I think we've learned to enjoy the ride, you know, and look down every now and again, see how high you are.
Awesome. Just to go back a few months, over in the UK, you guys won the best British band, beating out for 2015, beating out bands like Coldplay and One Direction, and you made more girls cry than when the Twilight books were discontinued. How does that feel? Like, what was that experience like, getting that award and getting named for that?
It felt great, actually, and I didn't think I would be too bothered about something like that, but I think it was quite weird that we were there and we definitely felt out of place, but at the same time we felt as if we were preaching to the unconverted, and like you said, beating bands like One Direction and Coldplay that are you know, arena acts, stadium acts, you know.
Awesome.
And what was cool is that we felt like a lot of people watching at home probably didn't even know who we were, and we beat those bands. So it was a very cool moment for our band, but I think a much cooler moment for rock and roll.
Mm-hmm. So, like, what are some of the things that you grew up listening to? What like kind of shaped Royal Blood in your minds? What were the bands that really got
you?
The
Foo Fighters.
Okay, then. Perfect example.
Queens of the Stone Age, Led Zeppelin, Hendrix, Nirvana.
Mm-hmm.
The list goes on, Luke.
Yeah, big 90s child, pretty much. It's like how I am too, so that's awesome. So looking forward now, just in 2015, what are some of the bands that you guys are like really fond of? Whether it's bands you like to listen to, bands like that you'd like to play with someday. What are some of the names like you have in the back of your mind that you like really enjoy, besides Foo Fighters?
I listen to Tame Impala quite a lot.
Really? Okay. They just had a new song debut, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right, yeah. I find that it's good to tour and listen to Tame Impala. To look out the window and start, you know, taking it all in.
How about you? Like, what are some of, like, do you have any bands like that you're really into right now, like they're in the current scene?
I'm into all kinds of things at the moment. I really like Turbo Wolf, which are a band that we get to take out in England sometimes. They're really good. They had a new album out this year.
Yes.
Which is great. Have you heard that? I
have, and I loved it. Right. I think they're going on tour with Nothing More right now too, so they're really making big rounds also.
Nothing more to say.
Exactly. I could not have scripted that better myself. So just some other things going on right now. I mean, last year the self-title was released. Like, what are your plans going forward? Have you thought of any writing material for the future? Have you guys started any process like that?
I mean, the process is always, you know, going, basically. We just write and yeah, the train's always steaming.
That's awesome. So like, is there ever a moment like you really like see yourself like an out of body type thing? It's like, well, am I ever going to take a step off? Am I ever going to like stop and like look at myself? Or are you always pushing forward?
Every time I brush my teeth.
Okay then.
Usually.
Yeah, I'm looking at you when you do that as well.
Yeah, he's brushes them for me.
You guys are the most close-knit band I've ever seen in my life. That is impressive.
You got to keep care of the teeth, you know.
Yeah.
They're a vital part of the body. I feel like people look at them,
underrated.
You eat with them. Got to take good care of those.
I could see a drummer keeping good rhythm too for brushing teeth. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, I mean, put on any song and I'll brush my teeth to it.
That's impressive.
I've seen him do that as well.
Does it ever get to you, like if you're listening to stuff too hard, or you're brushing your teeth too hard? Because that could be dangerous.
You know, sometimes your gums may bleed from, you know, rocking too hard.
Yeah, that's pretty metal if you can make your gums bleed listening to a song though. So that's pretty good. On a side note too, like with the unique stage setup, like because like what you guys have, like you don't use like that much space. It's just the two of you, and that's awesome. Meanwhile, behind you though, there's now a throne of guitars. Like, does that ever? Like, is there like ever like just like a performance issue where you can't like move around or stuff, or is like everything been okay on this tour so far? Because I'm curious about that type of thing.
Oh, we don't really have any technical difficulties.
Awesome.
It's not a very complicated stage setup, as you'll see tonight. There is a large box full of guitars, but I mean, that's usually because I like to play in different tunings. And
Yeah.
I don't want to bore everyone and waste their time while they watch me tune.
I think he might be talking about the actual throne of guitars that is sitting behind us when we play at the moment.
Oh, the actual throne?
The actual throne.
That's not mine.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't think it was worse.
yeah.
Have you guys gotten to sit in the throne yet?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So he's not like making that like his whole seat. He's being shit.
Well, you got to be respectful, you know. When he's once I went to the Houses of Parliament and I sat in a very important chair. I'm not going to say whose it was.
Interesting.
But it was quite an important seat to be in.
Yes.
But I would not be sitting there at the time that certain person was there. Mainly because that certain person's dead. Yeah.
Well, isn't there security issues? Are you guys really that made it that way? If you got that 2015 award, they just let you go wherever you want in Parliament? Because that's impressive.
Well, I mean, there's always security. I mean, we're normal people, you know. We have to take off our belts and our shoes when we go through airport security, don't we? Sometimes you go into a club, they check if you've got a knife.
Sometimes you don't though.
But sometimes,
It's very confusing to know when you have to remove your shoes.
Security is confusing.
It can be.
Not every time are you required to take off your belt and shoes, but some both, and some just your belt and some just your shoes.
Why does your laptop need a tray for itself?
These are all questions.
Do you think they're copying our information in a little X-ray thing, so that way they know what we have in there?
No, because I have to do it every single time.
Yeah, I guess
They'll be like, oh no,
makes
I've got it.
sense. Yeah, I guess we're different airports maybe. So I like to follow up with like the same two questions at the end. One, like just on this tour or in the past, what's some of the craziest things you've seen on tour? I always like to get a good laugh out of people from this. Like it can be ridiculous, hilarious, disgusting, whatever it is. Like what's some of the favorite experiences you've had on tour so far?
Then to the streak through Chicago. Did like 3 blocks.
Okay.
I ran to McDonald's.
That's McDonald's completely naked, basically.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That is impressive.
What else?
Did you go through the drive-thru? Like actually walk through the drive-thru?
No, the drive-thru wasn't open.
Oh, too bad.
Met someone who had a daddy uncle.
Was it in the South?
Yeah.
Oh, funny how I knew that right away. But yeah, that does happen.
No, like not of America.
Oh,
Just
okay.
the South.
Oh, so that's really so the South in UK is like the South here too.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know
Yeah.
that. That is
very, very
impressive.
similar.
Okay, then, so we're more similar than I ever would have thought. Okay, so just to wrap up before I offend the lower states again, just if you had one message to say to your fans, past, present, or future, if you had one thing you wanted to give out, what would it be? And let's leave this time to you guys.
I think maybe you should leave a message for the fans of the future.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, this is for the fans of the future. I'd like to start with an apology about the recent events that I've gone through with Royal Blood. We never thought it'd really come to this, really, did we?
No.
But as you all have heard about So News,
I have.
we're gonna, keep on doing what we do, playing that rock music, living life to the full.
And just to let you know, we don't wear inflatable trousers all the time.
Have you healed accordingly?
That was a 2020s thing.
Okay.
And we kind of felt like we're coming at the end of that.
Yeah. We realised that adding all those members to the band
Didn't really work out.
didn't work out.
I mean, he wants to hear 18 people playing the same thing.
That's
Yeah.
true.
You know?
Well, hopefully the legal litigation lets off you for inflatable pants in the future.
Thank you.
And we'll just end it there. So thank you guys again. Also, if you have a message for the ladies, what would it be?
Be safe.
Yeah, be safe.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. You can check out my live photos of Royal Blood by clicking on the picture, the YouTube card, or the link in the description. Check out their self-titled album from last year. It is definitely worth your time. And also, please subscribe. It really helps me out a ton. And you can check out more of my stuff by following me on Twitter and Instagram at Rocked Reviews.